Shalom family, Solo Soul here. Listen, I promised you guys a part 4 with costs and expenses of traveling to East Africa. So these are expenses that you need to expect prior to traveling to East Africa, and also things that you need to expect to pay while you're in East Africa. So listen, this was my very last day in Tanzania, and I wanted to kind of get out on my own in a new area. So I went north of Mbezi Beach, just trying to get my own feel and just kind of take in everything without anybody else's perspective on it. So a lot of people that I met there, they had been there for a year or two, and it was hard to kind of understand where they were coming from because I'm new to the area. So I'm like, I gotta get out and kind of get it and feel it on my own, like really on my own, without telling them what I'm doing, like figuring it out on my own. So it was really good to kind of do that. So wherever you're going, whatever you plan to do, take some time to research it and figure out a time or day that you can go out on your own and get your own perspective of it. So I love Mbezi Beach. It just I gravitated to that area. It's beautiful. You got to check it out if you go. It's all the beach vibes that you need. So in this video, fam, I'm gonna definitely give you guys a good detailed list of things that I personally had to pay. So that sunset was beautiful. That was in Mbezi Beach at Merge, Mark Meets Africa. If you haven't been to the center, you need to check it out. Dope views from the rooftop. So back to the budget. Fam, whatever you do, budget, please. And I understand, when people say, I don't have the budget. Listen, if you're going on a trip, obviously you need to have a budget. So don't go with saying, I'm just put, a couple $100s in my pocket and I'm going to make it work. That's not how this trip needs to be for you, because in Tanzania, for services, everyone is expecting you to pay something. Okay, fam, these are expenses that you need to take care of before you leave any country. You need a passport, so you need to get your passport photos. Hit up Walgreens, CVS, or your local post office for 10 USD. They can process that for you and print your photos and give them to you the same day. Then you can visit your local circuit of court or your local tax collector. They can assist you with processing your application. So you do need your birth certificate and a state issued ID or your driver's license. So you need to have 130 USD in a money order if you want to do the normal processing. So that's 8 to 10 weeks. If you like to expedite, you need to add an additional 35 with that 130 USD so that you can get it in about six weeks. So it usually comes before the 6 weeks or right at the 6 weeks. So plan your departure. Fam, whatever you do not wait until the last minute to figure out your ticket situation. If you want a reasonably priced plane ticket, you better be booking it when the prices are low. So whatever platform you choose to use, just make sure you turn on notifications so that you get notified when prices drop and when prices increase. So what we did, I purchased my ticket. I chose not to do the price drop additional payment, which that is pretty good to do because you get the difference back if your plane ticket drop prices and they refund you. But I'm cheap and I didn't do that. So in Tanzania, they have a saying that's called pole pole. That means slow. And you know how I fit that in? Fam, I ran my race. So at the end of the day, I was new to the terrain. I didn't know much, so I did require a lot of assistance. So connect with someone who has been on the ground doing it so that you can get guided. But I would say this, always get multiple opinions. Do your own research, do your own groundwork, run your race. Do not go into any situation blind, which we did not. I personally did not. I had some guidance, and definitely some good assistance. So, fam, run your race. Don't get out there and, roll your ankle. So, the next expense, as I just mentioned, would be your plane ticket. So, once you get your plane ticket out of the way, you are good. So, $1,700 straight out the door, round trip. It was awesome. So my Airbnb, I booked that kind of late, to be honest. I literally booked that the night before my flight was departing to Tanzania. So don't do that. I got a shared space for 11 days in Dar es Salaam in the city center. It was really nice, Twin Towers. So my second Airbnb, I stayed for 5 days. It was 191 USD, 1 bedroom, had my own space. So when you get in Tanzania, you need to pay for your visa. So you need a $100 bill, passport, You show your passport, they stamp your visa, and you're good. Now, I ate some airport food, which I shouldn't have. I spent 60 USD on airport food. You don't need to do that, fam. The flight, you get some food, have some snacks in your bag. So don't be like me. I didn't bring any snacks. And, I didn't do a good job on that. So the next portion, I'm going to show you my expenses in Tanzania. So for 3 weeks, my drivers, my Uber, my Bolt, which is Boda Boda Bajaji's private car, that was the most expensive thing. 383 USD. Super expensive because I took drivers to various properties and all over town, and I was doing a lot of exploring. So you may not need to budget as much, but if you want to explore a lot, budget that amount, So takeout food. Literally, I only spent about 72 USD, which was nice. Groceries at Shoppers, I spent about 49 USD. And bottled water, I spent about 10 USD. And fam, I was stressed because I felt like I spent too much money. And I was like, man, what am I doing? But if you plan and if you budget, this won't be an expensive trip. The most expensive thing will be your plane ticket. So in your Airbnb, those will be, those could be fixed costs that you can expect. So if you plan good, your food and transportation can also be planned out. So if you like this video, share, hit the subscribe button, whatever you have to do. But I appreciate the support. Also, fam, stay tuned for my next video. It'll be about my interactions with the locals. So stay tuned.